seats is Courtney Proteos, and she's joining us this evening. Courtney, thanks for coming over.
How are you? Thanks
Great.
for having me.
Oh, pleasure. Open door. Come in anytime.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Yes, good.
So tell us about Courtney Proteos, who you are, why you're running for school committee.
So I'm a first-time candidate, and I'm really excited about running. I'm really excited to bring some new ideas and new energy to the school committee. I live in Quincy Point with my husband, Steve, and I have 3 children, Casey, Molly, and Hannah. My 2 younger ones go to Clifford Marshall Elementary, and my older one, Marshall, ends at 4th grade, so she did her 5th grade year at Point Webster and went on to Central for her 6th grade year for the APC program. And I just kind of decided to run basically for 2 reasons, if that's okay to share with you. So one is I'm really active in the community, and I really have been for a while now, both the schools, our church, our community, the environment. I've kind of been doing a lot of work for the last few years on that, and so speaking up and being an advocate is kind of what I'm used to doing, and I feel like I have a good voice for that. And secondly, there's no one on the school committee right now that has younger kids in the system, and I really feel like it's a perspective that's kind of missing right now when they're having some discussions about certain policies and whatnot. So love to be able to, represent that perspective.
Oh, so what do you think are some of the unique issues that need to be addressed for the younger kids? We hear a lot about the new Sterling Middle School, new Central Middle School, new Quincy High School. But what about the younger kids?
Yes, well, I'm glad you mentioned that. Also because, sometimes we can get caught up in the nice, shiny, new buildings that we have in our system, which is great. But we also need to make sure that we're looking as equally at the other buildings that we've had around a while. So making sure, all the children have access to the same opportunities, functioning lockers, all that kind of stuff throughout the system, definitely to make sure, people in more popular districts get just as much attention, as the people not. So, yeah.
How do you feel about school safety, the concerns?
Yes.
The obvious.
Yes. I think school safety, we have security officers in our high schools that are doing a great job. I would really like pretty much every topic, every position in the school system. I would really like to be able to listen to those people that we hire a little bit more to get their ideas and their suggestions. So asking the security team that we have, how can we make your job better? What can we do to make it more effective? Things like that, and asking parents at Citywide PTO, I'm co-president of that group, on that we ask parents, what are your ideas, what are your suggestions? And I always think having that conversation makes things better. We get more input, and you can, conversations are better and decisions are better. So I think vaping right now is a really big concern that a lot of parents have. Our middle schools are seeing it just as much as our high schools, if not more. So in our high schools, we have our security team watching. In our middle schools, we don't have that. So we have a lot of prevention education, which is great and necessary. But I think the school committee should really be starting to talk about policies. I would support a zero tolerance policy, looking at what other communities are doing, what's working, and what can we use in our school system.
Well, I know that my son goes to Plymouth South, and for vaping, one of his classmates was taken out of sports for, I believe, half the season.
Is that right?
So that was the that was the penalty for vaping.
Yes, we definitely need some really serious consequences for this, because just a slap on the wrist, it's kids, it's not going to give them that good example that we want to set in our school buildings where our kids need to be safe, especially our middle schools, where in the case of Point Webster and the New Southwest, we have 5th graders there. So we need to be sure that those children aren't walking into a bathroom and having, being faced with that decision, that topic. So, absolutely.
The mayor has talked about looking at replacing the Squantum Elementary School, 100 years old now.
Yes.
Is that necessary? Would you support that?
I would, yes. I definitely think it's been talked about for a while. I think that end of the city has been very patient in waiting for a new school there. So absolutely. I've been talking to the mayor about, I think kind of next in the MSBA queue is the St. Mary's site.
Yes.
So I'm really kind of eager to get to that point too. So after we work on Squantum, we can kind of get to St. Mary's. I'd be eager to use that as a way that we could maybe redistrict to get 5th grade back to Clifford Marshall and Lincoln Hancock. That's a really big concern of mine too. I don't really love that those grades are in middle school right now, even though the principals there are doing a great job. It's just, it's a situation they shouldn't be in. So yeah, absolutely. So always looking for ways to get them back is important to me.
Yeah, so class size obviously is an issue as well at that point.
Yes, the superintendent is fantastic actually about really making sure that we have good class size. I'm a little concerned with the new development, all the new development going on in the city, that, there are going to be some families that move in. And just making sure that we're supporting, our principals and everything with, keeping enrollment at a reasonable pace, So I think we need to be forward thinking on that.
Well, I want to thank you, Courtney, for joining us.
Yes, thank you very much for having me.
We will see you again in November, fortunately.
Yes, absolutely. I definitely appreciate that.
Yes.
Look forward to that.
Great.
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. Thank you.